Salamun alaikum. So welcome back to part 3 of translating the Quran from Baqarah to Naas. So what we're doing in this series of videos, we're just reading it together. I read it in Arabic, a verse or two, translate it. As I translate it, explain whatever comes to my mind that I can think of at the moment about the words. Meaning I'm not going to overly prepare like a class. It's just a general discussion. And I know a lot of people always ask about different translations and the meanings of the words and stuff like that. So I thought this could be just kind of a like cool, informal way to kind of go through the Quran. So thanks for joining us. Hopefully you stay. So we were going through verse 3. Actually, we just finished verse 3 in Surah Al-Baqarah. So if you want to watch the discussion of verses 1 through 3, go back to parts 1 and 2. So we're going to start with verse 4. So we'll read 4 and 5, and then we'll stop, translate, and talk about it. وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون. So he says here, and those who have iman in what was sent down to you. So let me just explain a couple things that we explained in the video before. That's important to understand here. So the connection in these verses and what's being talked about is those who have taqwa here, because he started off talking about the book, and then he said that the book is a guidance for al-muttaqin, for those who have taqwa. And I talked about what taqwa was in the previous videos. And then he says in verse 3, الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, etc., etc. He gives some qualities of those who have taqwa. So those who believe in the unseen, or those who have iman in the unseen, is the first thing he says. Right? So he's listing what are the qualities of those who benefit from this book. Because it's huda lil muttaqin. Who are they? They are these people. And he continues with the qualities by saying, وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ. And those who have iman in what was sent down to you. And those who have iman in what was sent down to you. Now the word iman, as I mentioned in one of the previous videos, in Arabic literally means trust. It comes from the word that means trust. Al-amnu, trust. So I prefer to think about iman instead of like thinking about it as faith, as a state of trust. And previously it talked about having trust, iman, in the unseen. Here it's talking about الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ, in what was sent down to you. وَمَا أُنزِلَ مِنْ قَبْلِكَ, and what was sent down before you. وَبِالْآخِرَةِ هُمْ يُوقِنُونَ, and in the akhirah they are yuqinun. They are having certainty in the akhirah. And actually, the way that I like to think about, because they usually translate it, they are certain in the hereafter. That's how they usually translate it. But if you look at the word yuqinun, that's being translated as they have certainty. The form of the word in Arabic doesn't just indicate that they have certainty, but it indicates that they are causing someone else to have certainty, either causing themselves or causing someone else. That's the form of the word. So but yuqinun, the meaning of it in Arabic is really interesting. It's like to make someone have certainty, basically. So who are you making have certainty? Here, I would say it's ourselves. وَبِالْآخِرَةِ هُمْ يُوقِنُونَ, that we are. So certainty is like an active process, in other words. It's not just you have certainty or you don't have certainty. It's a constant process of trying to gain certainty. That's how I think about that. And Allah knows best. Oh, I'm going to skip the verse. أُولَٰئِكَ عَلَىٰ هُدًى مِّن رَبِّهِمْ, those are upon guidance from their Lord. وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ, and those are the successful. Now, two quick things about this. First of all, in the Quran, you always find that people are upon guidance and they are in misguidance. عَلَى هُدًى أَوْ فِي ضَلَالٍ. So they are either عَلَى هُدًى, they are upon guidance because they are elevated by it. It elevates you. أَوْ فِي ضَلَالٍ, or they are in misguidance because misguidance is something you get lost in. So that's an interesting point. And the second thing is وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. Those are the successful. So it kind of redefines our idea of what success is. إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم. So here he says, truly those who do kufr, الذين كفروا. الذين كفروا a lot of times is translated as those who disbelieve. But I said those who do kufr, and I didn't fully translate it. And the reason I said that is because the word kufr in Arabic actually means to cover. So I don't necessarily think that alladina kafaru refers to a particular religion or lack of religion. It refers to it refers to intentionally covering the truth, and Allah knows best. But these type of people, سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون. Whether you warn them or you don't warn them, they will not have iman. They'll never trust, right? SubhanAllah, it's a crazy thing on one hand, but it's a beautiful thought in the sense of the peacefulness that you can gain from it. To realize that some people, whether you warn them or you don't warn them, there's nothing you can do. Because as in the next verse clarifies, ختم الله على قلوبهم, Allah placed a seal upon their hearts, وعلى سمعهم, and upon their hearing, وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة, and there is a covering over their visions. وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ عَظِيمٌ, and to them belongs a great punishment. Now, this surah where we've read up to so far starts off with, so this beginning part of the surah al-baqarah, is going to outline for us three groups of people. It's going to outline al-muttaqin, alladhina kafaru, and then alladhina fi qulubihim marad. Those who have a marad, those who have a sickness or a disease in their hearts, which a lot of people would just say that the third group is just the hypocrites. They would just classify them as al-munafiqun. And that's actually where I was looking, because I was just double checking to see if that word was used here, and I don't think it is. And I'm not saying that they're not, but it's just a quick, interesting reflection that Allah has these two different names: alladhina fi qulubihim maradun and al-munafiqun. Those in whose hearts is a disease, and those who are al-munafiqun, that they translate as hypocrites. So because Allah uses two different descriptions, I think we should further study whether or not these are not two subgroups and not just one group. But here you have al-muttaqin in the first verses, then we had two verses about alladhina kafaru, and then our next verse, verse 8, is going to go to this third group of people. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَقُولُ آمَنَّا بِاللَّهِ وَبِالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ وَمَا هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. And from amongst the people are those who say, we have believed in Allah and the last day, but they are not believers. So that's the point that we'll pick up on in the next video in part 4, inshallah. So please join us. Salamun alaykum.